Hello! On the last video, I asked for any ideas for topics to talk about. Thank you very much to those that responded. It's brilliant. So straight up, we are going to jump in with the first one, which is from Orange Fox Joker 1392. This is probably where I'm supposed to make the if that is your real name comment, but I'm not because it's not funny and it's douchey. Who asks, how do variant comic covers work? Is it for every 100 standard comics printed, there is one variant printed? Nowadays, there's like 4 or 5 covers per comic. This is a fantastic question. Thank you so much, Orange Fox Joker 1392. If that is your real name. It's not, obviously. But it's a great question. So let's dive in. Oh, let's sit down. Getting old now. Need to have a chair. Take a seat. Make a brew. Join me. Let's get into this question. It's a great question. So I think to begin with, really, we need to talk about the different types of covers and what people mean when they say variant covers. So, for example, the latest Batman 159, you have the standard cover there, what you could call cover A. And variant there, let's call that one B for the sake of argument. That one there, which is beautiful, let's call that C, and there was others, like A, B, C, D, E. These are what's called open order covers. I can order as many as I want of these ones here. They're just free to order. Those variant covers I showed you are just on the order sheet. I can just order as I want. Then there's a different type of variant cover called a ratio variant. And they come in bands, 1 in 25, 1 in 50, 1 in 100 is quite standard. There are variations, 1 in 10s, 1 in 20s, but typically 1 in 25, 50, 100. Okay, so let's look at a real world example. Absolute Batman 8 is on order at the minute, and I put in my orders. Now, there's loads of covers, there's always loads of covers, but for the sake of ease, in fact, maybe this is accurate actually, 4 covers. So, there is cover A, cover B, cover C, and cover D. And cover D is a bad boy. Look at that. It is mega. I can order as many of these as I like. So I'm going to order 10, 5, 5, 5. Maths fans, what does that make? Total of 25. I've ordered 25 of the open orders covers, which means I now unlock a 1 in 25. Only one copy of it, 1 in 25, because I ordered 25. Fine. So I'm now going to get 25 standards plus the 1 variant. Next band then. What I've done is I've gone for 50 copies. Let's double everything. So it, double everything. 20, 10, 10, 10. Great. Hence 50. So I have now unlocked the 1 in 50 variant cover. And in getting there, I've crossed the 25 threshold twice. So by ordering 50 of the regular covers, I'm now going to get the 50 plus 2 1 in 25s plus 1 1 in 50, if that makes sense. And then you guessed it, the 100 threshold, you can work it out from there. So that's basically how they work. It's, is it a good system? I think that's arguable. Some say yes, some say no. I've got customers in the shop who will only buy the A cover, the standard cover. That's it. They will not touch anything else at all apart from that standard cover. I've got someone else who is always looking for the variant of an issue. They don't want the standard covers. Fine. Clearly it divides opinion and different people feel differently about it. But then, you know, so is life. What I think is where it becomes debatable is that I think maybe sometimes there's too many covers. You know, there will be literally 12 covers and more than that. I think Batman 158, and I could be wrong here, I think it went up to cover S. So what's that? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, loads, absolutely loads. And is that good? I don't know. It just becomes maybe too many. I could be wrong. And some of them, by the time you get to cover O, It's a variation on a theme. It may even be the same cover that you've seen before, maybe even the standard A cover, but just with the trade dress removed. Some people like it. That's fair enough. I not fear, I don't even worry, but the cynic in me or other people may say, well, the plan is, of course, that an Uber fan will want to buy every cover and hence inflate the sales figures. And that's fine to a point. It feels slightly cynical, but also that's a trick which can only work so many times. And that's not going to lead to a healthy continuing business. That is going boom, bust, boom, bust, boom, bust. Because no one's going to do that every time, especially when you're pumping out 12, 13, 14 covers. Also, now there is a certain publisher who will remain nameless, but they do a marvelous job of making confusing covers. I'm going to try and find an example on the shelves now. You'd think I'd have got this ready beforehand, but I'm an impetuous beast. What can I tell you? Right at eye line. This is the Amazing Spider-Man issue 65. Okay, Amazing Spider-Man. And they've went for this theme of having these variant covers based around kind of the retro art, which is pretty funky. So the Amazing Spider-Man cover, it's the Fantastic Four. Now, if you want to put that image on a comic, put it on the Fantastic Four comic. Don't put it on the Spider-Man one. Now, I know it says Amazing Spider-Man, and I know if you're a big fan, you know this, yeah? But I've got to put this out on the shelf on display, and I'm not trying to catch the eye necessarily of the Uber fan, because the Uber fan's going to look, going to chat to me, going to understand. The person who's come in, who's fairly new to it, isn't an Uber fan, is new to the industry, that's not selling the Spider-Man comic. That is completely counter to the whole point of the comics cover. And I'm sorry to pick on just this one here. I think there's an even worse offender, but I think do you know what? I don't need to hammer down on the point. I've made my point, but come on. Let's be sensible with the variant covers. But that's hey, old man whinging now. I'm so sorry. By the way, this chair is creaking. It's not gas escaping me. So, variant covers. I mean, I hope that answered the question. I suspect it didn't. Ask more questions, yeah? Variants are a funny game. I mean, some of them look great. I mean, some of them really do look great. And I can understand that they want to keep some of that superb artwork sort of locked away, so to speak, and give it an element of rarity. And it's perhaps not a super bad thing. Obviously, there's a markup in the variants. I mean, myself, I think most retailers, greedy capitalists that we are, charge a premium on that 1 in 25. Certainly the 1 in 50 as well. And that is because there's a rarity value to it. There aren't much less of them in the world for obvious reasons. So, you be your own judge, and you do you, as people say these days. You do you, and you get the cover you want. But for God's sake, please don't ask for a cover O of something, because I probably haven't got it by now. Do you know what I mean? There's 20 of them. How many do I need to order just to try and cover all the covers? And it's like, you go for the obvious ones. Hey, Libra Mayo's doing a cover. That's the one. I'll take a few of them. Thank you very much. But then someone will come in saying, have you got that that cover that's been done by, it's been done by a blind mouse. They basically grafted a pencil onto its arse and dragged it along a piece of paper. Have you got that variant cover? And I'm like, to be honest with you, mate, I don't. I didn't order that one. The trials and tribulations of owning a comic shop. Listen, I'm talking now. Thank you for joining me. I hope I've answered the question in all seriousness. I'm just rambling away. This is YouTube. I'm new to this. I know. We all know how I need to end this video. It is imploring you, but not begging. I'm not bothered, obviously. But please subscribe. Please subscribe. It will help out greatly. Please join me again. Any questions you'd like me to talk about, or just any comments or thoughts, please leave them in the description, in the comments below. I'd love to read them and maybe even come back to you. So once again, please subscribe. Now, press the button.